Well, shopping might be the only thing that's going to warm you up here over the next couple of days. And of course, we're into one of the biggest shopping days of the year, Black Friday, that carries over into the next several weeks leading up to Christmas. But it's important to kind of keep your identity as well as your banking information secure. Joining me today is Julie Bowen, and she has some tips on how to kind of keep your debit card, your ATM card safe as you continue to purchase those gifts.
Exactly. It's a great convenience. And the one thing that the very first thing to do is to physically protect the card. Make sure you put it away in the same place every time, know where it is, and don't really lend it out. I know sometimes we do that, but you shouldn't. Also about your PIN, you want to make sure that you memorize it. Never write it on the card or keep it near the card. Some people store it in the card. You want to memorize it, and it shouldn't be anything that's associated with you, an address, even a former address, phone number, that type of thing. You want it to be random.
So you want that PIN number to be something that no one can guess.
Exactly, exactly. And then also just be aware of your surroundings, whether you're at an ATM or using a gas pump terminal or even in a store. You know, if it doesn't look right or if you feel uncomfortable about it, don't use it. Or if you see anything that looks like it's been altered, maybe find another place to make a purchase.
Okay, and also when you kind of pay for things, make sure you keep an eye on your card.
Exactly, exactly. When you're entering your PIN, kind of, obstruct the view from others or shield it if you can. But that's always very important to keep that as private as possible.
And with the hustle and bustle, you're paying for your stuff. They're trying to get the next person behind you to kind of get things going. So it's really important to keep track of that card and make sure that you leave with it.
Exactly. And you want to keep your receipts as well, because that's the exact purchase amount that you paid, and you want to look at it before you sign it and make sure it is the amount that you expect to pay.
And because you're making so many purchases, your bank statement is an easy place to go to make sure that your card is secure.
And that is the most important tip, is watching the activity on your bank accounts. And it's so easy to do nowadays with online banking or mobile banking, which most all banks offer that, and it's typically free. And you want to look at that regularly, because you're the one that's going to spot something the most quickly, because you're going to recognize whether it looks familiar or not. And you want to let your bank know right away.
Okay, if you see something on there that shouldn't be on
there.
Exactly. Okay, well, we've kind of covered Black Friday shopping and any purchases that you make in the store. Coming up in a little bit, Julie's going to talk about how to make sure that your online purchases are secure. Well, Black Friday shopping is a busy day, but also busy is Cyber Monday, and you have to protect yourself and your debit card or credit card from theft. Joining me right now is Julie Bowen. She's from Mercantile Bank, and we are talking about some ways to keep yourself safe as you are online shopping on Monday.
Yes, the first thing that we suggest is to protect your computer. Make sure that your antivirus software is up to date, firewalls are in place. That's important so that you're working in a safe environment. And on that note, when you are in a website, you want to also look for the secure environment as well, and that's usually indicated by the HTTPS in the address,
that's
the URL.
Important.
Yes, you want to see that S. And then you also want to look for a padlock in your browser. It's in a couple of different locations depending on the browser you use, but it should always be there. Oh. And then you know you're in a secure environment, in a safer place to conduct a transaction.
Okay, and along with that, it's safer to kind of go to the site directly, not go through it through different links.
Exactly. A lot of times if you get emails, even if you think it might be a safe email, it's still better to type it in, or if you have it saved from a bookmark that you know you can trust, go to it directly yourself. Clicking on email links can be very risky.
Okay, and once you have purchased something, it's important not to save your information.
No, many sites will offer that as an option. Sometimes it'll default that it will save the information when you create an account on a merchant site, but if you can unclick that and not store your information, that's just another step to protect yourself.
Okay, so it's easier just to kind of log in as a guest.
Correct, and only use your payment information for that transaction that you're doing at that particular time.
Okay, now is there a limit amount that people should spend using their debit card online? Is there a secure amount?
Not necessarily. Okay. It's really about dealing with reputable merchants that you know, and keeping a copy of your receipt when you get it, making sure, just in case you don't get that email confirmation, it's great to print a copy of that receipt for follow-up. And the biggest tip, again, as we talked about earlier, is just really watching the activity that goes on in your bank account, whether you're looking at it online, through your PC or through mobile, or checking those bank statements, getting e-statements delivered, just watching that activity, and you'll know right away, and let your bank know right away.
Something is wrong. One last thing, if you are going to online shop, do it from your computer, not a public computer.
Exactly, exactly. For all the reasons that we stated before, you don't want anything stored accidentally, and you don't want to give out too much information. You don't want anything stored with your payment information other than what's necessary.
Okay, wonderful. Julie, a lot of helpful information for people who are either Black Friday shopping or heading to the internet to shop. Well, happy shopping with these tips.
Yes.